So this morning we do have some tips to help make yourself feel more comfortable. First, your body and feet should be facing forward. Only turn your head to the side. Turning your hips and feet can cause pain in your breasts and lower back.
Well, next, to make your appointment when your breasts are least tender. That means to avoid scheduling your appointment just before or during your period. And be sure to relax. Take slow, deep breaths to reduce tension in your body.
Also, speak up at your appointment. Let your technician know if something hurts or does not feel right. Chances are the staff will be accommodating and help to make the experience more comfortable. And last, be patient if you have breast implants. Women who have implants need double the number of images, and this takes time. But newer machines should help to make the process more comfortable.
Now, we do want to let you know Multi-Care Rockwood Clinic is hosting several mammo nights this month. On October 10th and 18th, the clinic will extend its hours until 7:30 p.m. and that is so patients can have their annual mammograms.
The clinic also will be open on Saturday, October 27th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. During mammo nights, patients are seen in a spa-like atmosphere and treated to many massages, food, and drinks. Well, one thing many of us may not think about when hearing about breast cancer is the cost associated with the disease.
Well, this morning, KREM 2's Rose Beltz is in the studio with a woman who was diagnosed with cancer in 2004. And for her, the cost of treatment was half the battle. Good morning, Rose.
Good morning, Jen, and thank you. So this morning I'm joined by Nancy Bemis, and like Jen mentioned, she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2004. So Nancy, take me back to that time. You were only 46 years old.
Yes, I was 46, married, mom of 3, grandmother. I went in to have my mammogram, and they saw spots, and I went back in for another surgery, like an exploratory.
Sure.
And they confirmed and told me that yes, I do have breast cancer. You know, I first thought was I really don't want to die because I'm way too young and I have grandkids I want to see grow up. And after all that settled in and sunk in, then I realized, oh gosh, I don't have any insurance.
Right. I mean, that's pretty scary. So one, you're dealing with this life-changing diagnosis. I mean, right, with children and grandchildren, and now the financial part, unfortunately, and now more stress.
Exactly. You know, the hospital was real good to offer services and tell you where to go and what to do for resources, but we did not qualify for anything. We owned our own business, we had our own equipment, we were self-employed, so we qualified for nothing.
So, okay, so step one was the hospital.
Exactly.
But the next issue that you ran into is that you just didn't qualify.
Exactly.
And you are your husband. I mean, you're right. You know, we're working middle
yes.
People.
And he was insured, but I wasn't. I thought, oh, I'll never get sick. I never get sick.
Interesting. And so now what is your next step after this process?
Well, the next step is to go through all the surgeries and the chemo and the radiation. And they were pretty good about saying, okay, don't worry about paying anything until you're completely done. So I didn't worry at the time. So I went through all those processes, and at the end, you know, when the bill started coming in, it was well over $240,000.
So you're now faced with this $240,000 bill, and at this time, did you have reconstructive surgery?
No, I didn't have insurance, so I couldn't afford it, so I had to wait 10 years so that I could be on an insurance program.
So how are you dealing with this during that entire time?
Well, it's my husband. He says there should be something about how he survived breast cancer, the financial end. But
that's a big part of it, your family.
It is. So, and he wasn't working. He stayed with me all the time. Our foreman, which was our son-in-law, did everything. Luckily, the market was good at the time. We had a lot of business coming in, and it took us 2 years to pay it off. But, you know, we were stuck. We didn't have any. They did give me the chemo drugs free of charge, but other than that, we had to pay it all back.
So if there's somebody out there that may be watching who's in your situation or may have had a couple mammograms that were kind of iffy, like what are some thoughts that you would like to share?
Well, don't get blindsided like I was. Try to find a program where at least it's catastrophic, so if something happens to you. There are programs out there that will help you
manage the debt? Or?
Well, each part of the hospital, like the anesthesia, they all billed separately, but they were all willing to take payments. So we paid each and every one, and they were very good about it. But they, just ask. You just have to ask, is there any financial aid? You have to be proactive in finding money for yourself.
And so fortunately, you were able to get a payment plan that they worked with you that you could pay for. I'm impressed that that's a very big bill. I mean, on top of just, you're still coping, you're still dealing with the recovery process and the whole process of just being sick.
Yes.
So that's pretty impressive. And now you say a big part of your recovery is you give back.
Yes, we do. So this really affected my family more than it affected me. So we do the Coeur d'Alene Race for the Cure every year. We help volunteer. My girls, my son, my grandkids, my husband, we have done it for 14 years. So this year was the first year we didn't. We just thought maybe somebody else would like to do this because it's healing.
Right. So it's true. Even when you're going through something, a big part of that healing process, even though you might not feel so pulled together, is helping other people.
It is, and it's kind of a selfish motivation. It kind of feeds my soul. So I kind of feel like I'm recovering.
Right.
By helping someone else.
Absolutely.
And all it is maybe sometimes it's just a couple of words like, you'll be fine.
Right.
Or you look great today. Or whatever. You just have to just connect with people.
Right. And a big part of that is that you got through it. Even at the darkest times, you're in debt, you're in the process of maybe losing everything. You're putting your family, overextending them, but you will just hang in
there
there.
Is light at the end of the tunnel, and don't ever give up or don't ever give in. At the end, you'll be fine. It's just getting to the end that's tough.
Right. A little bit of faith
goes
a long way.
Yes,
for
it
sure,
does. It
for
does.
Sure. Is there anything going on right now that you'd like to talk about, or a way that some women could get involved? Well,
sure. The Race for the Cure is a wonderful event. You meet a lot of people. You could volunteer at the hospital.
Great. Right there, just starting right there at the hospital. Start there. Well, thank you, Nancy. I really appreciate you sharing your story. We're going to talk a little bit more on Facebook Live, and we'll have more news, Creme 2 Morning News and weather after the break. Thank you.